Wolfman is directed by Lee Winnell, stars Christopher Abbott and Julie Garner, and was released just this month in cinemas. This film was awful. So disappointing. I was really looking forward to it. I'm a really big fan of Lee Winnell. His previous movies, Insidious 3, I thought was probably one of the best of the series. Upgrade was a good film. The Invisible Man was good. I don't think it was great, but it was a really good upgrade of the idea and the story of the Invisible Man for a modern age. And I think that's what he's tried to go with Wolfman. But unfortunately, it just fails at everything it attempts to do. It fails as a horror film, it fails as a thriller, it fails as a drama, which is what it's trying to be, it seems. It's more of a family drama. Basic premise is Christopher Abbott. It starts with him as a young kid with his dad. He's hunting in the woods and they come across obviously some creature, but it's fairly obvious what it is. It's clear that his dad's quite authoritarian. He's quite harsh on the young boy. And something happens with them, and then it cuts to modern times, where it introduces his family, which is Julie Garner and their young daughter as well. Now it's obvious Julie Garner's like a career-driven person, and there seems to be a bit of tension between them, and at first you don't know why, but you do learn later in the story. Now, Chris Abbott's character gets word that his father's been officially declared deceased because he had disappeared many years beforehand. But they eventually decided to declare him dead. So he inherits his land and his farmhouse. So they make their way across sort of country to find the farmhouse and obviously maybe start afresh with the family and sort of break that tension that's apparent between them. But before they get there, they have an accident. Car goes off the road. Car gets attacked by something. Chris Abbott's character gets scratched. And then we play on from there. The film was just really dull, surprisingly so for Lee Winnell. He's normally quite a clever writer. His scripts are normally well put together and they're well thought through. This film just had nothing. I mean, the actors didn't even seem to be into it. They seemed constantly bored. Totally forgetting about the lore of a Wolfman. I understand to try and bring it up to modern times, but completely ignoring the lore of the Wolfman or werewolf stories to me was very strange concept. There have been comparisons to The Fly, slightly justified in the fact that, I mean, this is spoilers if you haven't seen Wolfman, but slightly justified in the fact that there isn't really a Wolfman, it's more a metamorphosis into a creature, but it never comes across as a werewolf, or a Wolfman for that matter. The creature that's stalking the family once they get to the house, the one that attacked the car when they crashed the car, it then follows them back to the farmhouse, so they begin locking themselves in, but they start to notice that Chris Abbott's character, the father, is slowly changing into something else. There aren't really real pros for me to this film. There were some nice touches with the camera work where it showed sort of the father's perspective when his family were talking to him and he couldn't understand what they were saying, and then when it flipped back, vice versa. It's almost like a Predator vision, but a bit more refined. But other than that, there was just nothing. It was just stop the creature from getting in. I'm turning into something else. Let's get out. Let's run to another place. Oh no, the creature's followed us. Let's run back to where we were. Oh no, my husband's turning into more of a creature. What are we going to do? It was really, really simple. I didn't like it at all. As a horror film, it didn't work. It's really mild. There's nothing scary about it. I mean, there's the obligatory jump scares, but I don't really feel like anyone finds those frightening. It's really unfortunate that this film was released when it was, because it comes across as unfinished. I have no obvious insight into whether it's unfinished or not, but it just didn't seem to be as polished as Lee Winnell's previous films, both in script and in the characters that he put in on the screen. I mean, the actors give it their all. They look bored, but they seem to be inhabiting the roles that they're there, but they never seem to put themselves behind it. Christopher Abbott, I'm not familiar with anything that he's done in the past. Julie Garner, I'm familiar with her work from Ozark, and she was fantastic in Ozark. In this, she just doesn't seem, maybe it's the script just didn't give her anything to do, but It's really disappointing, and I'd be interested to hear people's opinions on this film, genre fans' opinions. There's a lot of criticism for that Benicio del Toro movie, The Wolfman, that came out, what was it, 10, 15 years ago? But it's way more a better horror film than this is. This is a really diluted creature feature, at best, diluted. Didn't do anything for me. Doesn't put me off watching Lee Whannell's films in the future, but Wolfman, I would say definitely give it a miss, and it's an hour and a half of my time that I won't get back. Well, that's a pro. It's only an hour and a half long with credits, so it does zip by, but yeah, that's it. Not for me. Wolfman, no thank you. So, that's it. Join me next time. Thanks for coming down to Short Notice Horror, and we'll see you at the movies. Hopefully, a better movie. Cheers.